everyone. This is your Astro Weekly, and we're tuning in to see what this week can bring to you. As we see here, Sunday 23rd, we have the moon in the sign of Leo, which is just a very warm, friendly, generous sign. And we're all, regardless what sign we're born in, we'll all have the shared experience of that Leo warmth. And we can see here the moon is sextiling Jupiter, which really brings out the happy-go-lucky energy. We're feeling very positive here this day, very generous too. So it's a time to spend with your family, your friends, or whatever it is you're wanting to do. You're going to feel absolutely great here on Sunday. The moon is also trending here on Saturn. And Saturn gives us that realistic approach to life and circumstances. We're grounded. And we might even be able to get a few things done here today that Saturn is asking of us. Saturn is typically known as a taskmaster. But those tasks won't be difficult. They won't feel like a burden on us. Why? Because Jupiter is helping us to go about it in a really nice way. Now, on the 24th, we can see here the moon will be shifting in the evening here, 8:17 p.m. from Leo into Virgo. So, but here on throughout the day, the moon here trining off on Uranus is bringing us maybe a little bit of unexpected news, some insights and so forth, surprises. It's just us now thinking outside of the box. And whenever we have these aspects between the moon and Uranus, we might even find ourselves doing things a little differently than our normal ways. Okay, we might like to shock ourselves or our surroundings by doing it, by thinking outside of the box, right? And plus, it's a day of communication. Mercury here is in sextile, and Uranus is that higher octave of Mercury. So the 24th, great day for communication. Whatever that communication might mean for you individually, which I can't see since I'm not looking at your chart in particular, but communication is a great day for all of us here, especially in the evening when the moon moves into to Virgo. Mercury rules Virgo. Okay, so we're going to have this here over the next 3 days. All right, and when we move into this energy here on the 25th through the 27th, we'll find that our minds are more structured. They're more into details and getting all our ducks in a row. We're going to find ourselves wanting to organize, clean up, those kind of things, catch up on details. That's what Virgo is all about, right? And we can see on the 25th, we got a lot of aspects to go through here on this day. This Tuesday, we got the first aspect coming in here with Venus and Neptune. Now, Neptune is the higher octave of Venus, so we're talking love, we're talking romance, we're talking spirituality, creativity. We're talking money too, by all means. Venus rules that as well. But we have a square. So when the two of them square up, well, that can indicate that we might need to make some choices. Maybe if we're out and about shopping, we might not be too clear about what it is we're getting. So just be careful that there's no regrets on it. But if you're having communication here with a partner or a significant other, we might want to be a little bit more alert on what we're communicating and how we're receiving what we're listening to so we don't get misunderstandings. Now, the moon here, though, is in a great aspect to the sun, which is good. That's our inner and outer selves, our subconsciousness, contra our conscious levels. That seems to be harmonized. We're at one with what it is we're thinking and believing. But again, we're showing a Venus square. Okay, so there's matters of the heart here today, or what we believe in, which is Neptune. First, we have that Venus-Neptune square, but then we have the moon squaring on Venus and opposing Neptune. So definitely a day we want to be quite alert that we don't misunderstand, because then we're going to have to clean that up coming down the road in the aftermath. And it's something that could be a little karmic, perhaps, as well. Saturn is here in a square to the moon. And say if we're looking at money matters, maybe we got to be off with some money here today. Maybe that could be karmic because Saturn is there too. But it could be discussions, emotions being shared, also of a karmic nature. On the 26th, it looks like we're back on our feet somewhat. Venus now is being protected by Jupiter, sextile. So even on the 25th, even though the aspect isn't direct, we could say that since it is here on the 26th, that Jupiter energy was pretty much lurking in the background and wanting to support Venus there, because we have support on Wednesday. And so as long as you're being true to yourself on Tuesday, I think everything will go well. As long as you speak your highest truth, it should work perfectly, because we got the moon here cutting to the core with Pluto. And Pluto is always that pivotal point of transformation, really turning every rock to get to the core of the matter. And the moon also here trying Mars as well. So it's a day of action. It's a day of really casting some light on whatever took place on Tuesday. So Wednesday is harmonious. Wednesday is action. We're feeling strong. Our emotions are running high. We're good to go. This even flows over into here that of Thursday. You can see Mercury, which is communication, and the Sun, which is us. We're speaking our minds. We're driven. We might even initiate something. So if we have any talks or interviews or presentations, what a great day to have that, especially because Virgo is paying attention to all those details, right? Tuesday, Wednesday, but here Thursday, early in the morning there, nearly 7 a.m., the moon is moving out of Virgo into the sign here of Libra. So now going from overthinking and perfecting our thoughts and organizing our thoughts, now we're moving more into what it is we're wanting to balance. That is what Libra is all about. So we're going to see here straight throughout the weekend that we're going to have more, I'd like to say, harmonious days, or at least trying to balance our days up to harmony. There's a little challenge here on Friday. That is Mars and Uranus. Now, sometimes when we have a square like that, there could be minor accidents. Why? Because we're not paying attention. Mars is powering down one direction, and Uranus is coming there with unexpected distractions. And when we have those distractions, we want to be careful so we don't have those little accidents. It's typical. That's like a day you can break a glass, or we can be making food, cut our finger, that kind of thing. Typical for Mars and Uranus. But here the moon is in a great place. It's conjuncting Jupiter. So emotionally we're feeling great. We're happy. Sense of humor is all up. Also because the moon here is sextiling with Venus as well. These are very harmonious aspects, everyone. And so I get that feeling that you're doing good here today. The moon also sextiling Saturn, which is the taskmaster. So whatever work needs to be done will get done. And I see you feeling proud of yourself. If you're doing what you're needing to do, your inner scales of Libra will balance. There is a challenge, though, when we have the moon squaring off on Pluto. Sometimes, thing is, if we don't use that Plutonian energy, and this is just a little tip for you, if we're not using it, because that's dynamic force and it needs to be utilized physically, then the energy will turn around and it will hit us internally. And that's those days of the month where we just feel we want a nap, we're tired, so it will implode instead of coming out. So if you're busy, you can use that Plutonian energy to really get a lot done in a very short amount of time. But if you don't use it, it's got to go somewhere, right? Then go take a good nap. That's Friday. Saturday, we see here in the evening, the moon will be moving out of Libra into the sign of Scorpio. So Saturday evening can be very passionate with that Scorpion energy. We have Venus and Saturn conjunct. So your emotions might run a little on the sober side. That Saturn is always very sober, very grounded. It wants security. It wants to lock things in a good way. So you could say here on this night, Saturn and Venus will work to really make your relationship, if you're in one, to feel pretty good and strong. If you're not in a relationship and you meet somebody new under this aspect, well, then you could come to count that there's longevity in this connection. We have the moon opposing Uranus, and it's squaring off on Mars. So we just want to be careful that we don't trip over Rick or ankle, that kind of thing. Especially because, again, we got that Uranus and Mars energy going like we had there on Friday. It's still lingering in here on Saturday. Now the moon, though, is connected to it, too. So, if our mind or consciousness is in one direction and we're not paying attention and get distracted, that's when these little mishaps can take place. But besides that, it's a good day. Really love that energy of the moon in Libra, because it is nice, it's loving, it's harmonious, it attracts beauty, arts, all of those things. But now coming into Scorpio, we are all, regardless of which sun sign we are, we're all going to feel our emotions that much more passionate over the coming days, bringing us into that new next week. So listen, everyone, I hope you will have a glorious week, and I'll see you there next week. Bye now.